obsoleted the run, but yeah, I don't know, I just like can't play right now. I don't want to go offline any later than like 10, so I should probably just not reset again. Maybe a couple more times if it's like early, but just don't want to like lose 500 hours in depression. That's basically what I'm looking for. Absolutely. I tried to set myself arbitrary deadlines, but then, even then, I just couldn't meet them. I tried to get it done before the Switch 2 came out, and I'm just not going to be able to. And then, every single time I'd move the goalpost, I'd be like, I could easily get it done in March, I can easily get it done in April, I can easily get it done in May. I think actually this time. I even said that, I said it'll actually be done in May this time, and it's just like... If you wanted an idea of, like, how long this has gone on for... When I played Battle for Volcano Island, somebody asked me, like, how long until the tutorial's done, and I think I said, like, a week or two. I said, like, a week or two, and I played Battle for Volcano Island back in, like, fucking October, and now I'm, like, maybe, like, maybe 55% of the way through the fucking tutorial. I mean, there's some stuff I don't even know if I should be teaching. Should I be teaching Fast Sandwich Out of Bounds? Nobody else is gonna teach it, so I feel like I have to, but, like, nobody's gonna learn it. So it's like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should be doing that. It's just, like... Bungee Ball takes forever to explain. Like... This new 3K stuff, like, I probably should teach that, but... Fucking hell. Why we had no cheese, I obsoleted the run, and then I kept getting bad no cheeses and depressions that made me want to reset, because I already reset anyway. Buffs your moveset, speeds up some minigames, and makes full completion more fun. Oh, so it's like a quality of life thing. That does sound pretty intriguing. We'll probably need to look into it at some point. I'm so worried I'm gonna, like, listen back to the PVZ audio and just hear things I wasn't hearing before, like where my voice is, like, slightly off or whatever. Like, I'm so worried about listening back to that audio. I actually, like, was doing that latte, but it was only, like, 20 minutes or something, and even then I was trying to get myself to redo, like, all of it as well. It was even longer originally. I taught fence setup, and this time I'm not doing that. It's stupid. There's no good reason to learn fence. Literally the only justifiable reason is if you're in, like, a no-reset run, you run out of nitros to do Sandwich Out of Bounds, and, like, then, because you have no nitros, like, you need to do fence. That's literally, like, the only valid reason to use it, to do fence. And even then, you're just gonna reset unless it's a no-reset. Like, it's just, there's no good reason to teach it. It's, like, clearly objectively harder than Bulldozer. And it doesn't save as much time. Stream material, now I get distracted. And the process is slow and boring and bad. Oh, wait, you meant... I thought you meant for editing. I don't know. I don't think people have even, like... I hate to say it, but I think people generally aren't interested in Cosmic Shake. Like, both times I streamed it, I got, like... Normally when you play a game like that, compared to, like, the average stats that I would expect to get, they usually, like... you get, like, kind of above average stats. You know, maybe it fluctuates more, but generally, like, the peak viewership is higher, like, the average viewership is, like, a little higher. Usually the chat activity is higher as well, just because people are commenting on things that you don't normally see, because, you know, normally playing a different game. But, like, I don't know, both times I streamed it, I got, like, a little below average. Especially the second time. But the first time was a bit surprising. I mean, I knew some people... I knew a couple people who weren't watching because they didn't want to get spoiled because they hadn't played the game, but I did wait, like, 3 weeks after the game came out. Actually, I don't know about 3, but, like, definitely at least 2. Yeah, especially because, like, it's just, like, the most recent game, and it's, like, good. But, yeah... It's not rehydrated, bruv, so they don't care, bruv. And, you know... Battle's very good, so by extension rehydrated, even though they fucked a lot of stuff up, it's still, like, a good, solid game, but I really appreciate that Cosmic is, like, unique gameplay, you know? Like, it's, like, its own thing. You know, people were desperate for the revival of SpongeBob games, but I don't know, like, I think at the end of the day, like, what people wanted the absolute most was a rehydrated, was rehydrated, they got it. And now anything else that comes out afterwards isn't going to be as popular, which makes sense, is just, like... I don't know, I liked Cosmic quite a bit, so it's just, like, I would have liked to have seen that get more appreciation than it ended up getting. Because I felt like it was worth my money. Like, considering I've beaten it, like, a few times, and, you know, it's just generally enjoyable. Again, it just has, like, that battle framework, so it was always gonna succeed regardless, but... Especially because a lot of people haven't played it in a long time, so they just, like, don't know, like, in what ways it's, like, different than the original. Because, again, at the end of the day, like, it's just almost a good game by default because it's already, like, piggybacking off of a good game. They would have had to have fucked it up, like, so severely. And it was a huge deal because it was the SpongeBob video game revival, you know? Like, you gotta remember, like, the last, like, console game we got before that... The last console game we got before that was literally, what's it called? Hold on, I can't think right now. Wait, why did I do- oh, yeah, I know why I did that. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, something about Cosmic and Rehydrated. I don't know why I approached it like that. I haven't played the Patrick Star game. Don't shoot me. You motherfucker. That didn't happen in practice. I don't think the Patrick game sold that well, but to be fair, Pippalamp didn't make it. Like, it was clearly just, like, Goat Simulator, and it's expensive as well, it's like $40. So, like, I didn't even expect it to do well. It just looked a little... sloppy. But yeah. Finally. Steamed. I remember when I ran, like, no glitches / exploits as a meme. Maybe I should bring that back. And, like, yeah, I had to do this casually as well. It sucked. Yeah, they made the Ryan's Cart game, That game, dude, you know a Switch game is bad when it costs, like, absolutely fucking nothing, practically. Like, you know you fucked up. Like... I'm not risking that. Yeah, pretty much damn Daniel Besant. But I didn't want to call it that because then everybody would just be asking, what is that? Why does it say I should have 10 tokens? Is my route fucked? I think my route's fucked. Okay. Yeah, my route might be fucked. I don't know. I don't know how lenient the tokens are, but that might actually just completely fuck everything. Dude, I got hit again. Maybe I was supposed to warp to floating block. No, there's a 3k2 split. Yeah, this entire route might be fucked. I genuinely don't know.
Did Mindy bother to tell us if the train was still running around here?
It might rely on that. Well, that's great. I'm supposed to have 40 tokens by the end of Plank, and I don't see that happening. Let's see. I'm trying to, like, figure out what to do. I do enter Now the Women with enough regardless and SCDA. I will have enough. But I won't have enough of Plank. Fuck, dude, what do I do? I don't know if there is anything I can do. Do I need to do another fucking sliding and driving backtracking token? I might need to do guess time. I can't think of anything else. That's the only thing I can think to do. Because again, like, I have the tokens, like, I can't afford to just, like, ignore for a while, but... Unless it's just, like, a typo and it eventually works out, which it probably won't. I might be fucked. Sorry to hear that, Medler. Rub is a lot faster, but I'm already, like, doing rub. So I gotta do guess time. So true, Latte. Well, like I said earlier, if we want to be technical about things, sliding tokens, like... Patrick is more involved in those because he's kind of like tilting the tub slash clam slash crown. But obviously then that's just kind of like copium. I just couldn't be bothered to like factor that in. Speaking of guess time, it's really annoying that, if we ever want to remove a token and no pull storage, it pretty much has to be guess time, even though it's fast as fuck. Like, there is just no way we could just not do sandwich time, unless we can do, like, ball skip, but then we also need to do fucking throw skip, and just, like, that whole thing would just lose so much time to the point where it's, like... And then you would just replace it with, like, Guess Ring, which isn't even, like... It's just not ideal.
Good thing SpongeBob wrote this stuff down.
Shut up, Brev. I'm sorry, that was mean. I hate that they call it sponge boarding, bro. Oh wait, I was angling myself to get the extra, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna complain about, like, basically every runner ever that runs this game. I fucking hate the way that everybody does the very, very beginning of 3K floating block. It's, like, so obviously not fucking fast. Like, they literally, like, do this wide-ass turn to, like, so that they never have to stop cartwheeling, but, like, cartwheel isn't so much faster that it's worth, like, taking this really, really wide turn as opposed to just jumping for half a second, bro. It's, like, so... It's, like, very clearly not faster, but, like, every runner under the sun does it. And yet, I'm the one getting the fastest, floating block time, so what does that tell you, Brev? Just saying. I didn't even mean, like, load, I meant, like, up to the first checkpoints, like, I just get there faster than, like, anybody else's that I've paid attention to, like, I always get there faster, and it's a pretty short segment. That was a good turn. I like how everything I've played today has required fucking 3 sandwich driving tokens and 3 rubber dub tokens. So true. This isn't that related, but it did remind me. I mean, I guess it is very slightly related because of that, but... I've been wondering for a long time if, like, SpongeBob and Patrick just, like, walk slower on PAL, and the reason why I've been wondering that is because, like... I mean, they do in the driving levels, but... It's just, like, a couple other things as well. Like, I remember, even in my 129, I don't make 3K fast cycle. I was literally never able to, like, make it. And then, like, I switched to OG, and just, like... The first time I ever tried it, I got fast cycle, which obviously that could just be a coincidence, but I did think about it. Okay.
I think we should turn around.
Okay. Me when I lose 500 years. Yippee! Test level would be pretty nice. I got Tetrax to make one years ago, but it wasn't perfect. And I don't know, I got a bit lazy and stuff. The only thing that makes me think that you don't go slower, other than me getting 129 being even more ridiculous, is that, like, in sliding levels, you seemingly can get times just as fast as NTSC. I mean, we haven't looked into it in a long time, but I was always getting the same kind of times that TDS and Chris were getting. So either A, I was really good at sliding or something, which there's no way I was like never corner cutting. I do have another theory though. What if the driving is slower, the walking is slower, but the sliding specifically is not? I know that's a bit of a crazy theory, but, like, it is a possibility.
Sure you know how to drive?
It would be silly, but this game is silly. That's why I'm thinking there's a chance. I know, like, their height stuff is a bit different, I don't know if the height is different on the sliding levels, but I'm pretty positive it is for the platforming levels, because before, like, Chatter was, like, playing No Cheese in 3K, like, at the same time. I mean, he had 2 instances of Dolphin running, with one of them being PAL and the other one being NTSC. And, like, they would quickly desync after, like, some jumping and platforming and stuff. Like, it wouldn't take long for them to desync. Which I just chalked up to, like, height, but maybe it is because of speed, I don't know. But, like, if the height is like, worse for sliding levels, dude, that just makes, like, Rub-a-Dub, I mean, it wouldn't really make Rub-a-Dub skip harder, but it'd make a dumb jump harder and bridge jump. You're probably right, iPie, but yeah, we should probably just check just in case anyway. And then, if it does turn out that you walk slower, then we should probably also try PAL 60, even though that probably won't change anything.
There's an owner's
Though your explanation makes sense, I've never thought of it like that. Because the sliding is a bit altered from battle, but is ultimately kind of the same. And then the platforming is, like, obviously almost identical, so... For the sandwich to be the one to have, like, some funky differences, considering it's, like, the only unique playstyle that, like, that actually makes, like, logical sense. And I never really thought of it like that. That is most likely just, like, scuffed coding, because they couldn't just take it from, like, the other game.
Bridge is going up.
Is anybody else getting AIDS from the SD-102 and Rub-a-Dub 2 combination, bro? Like, I don't know, like, this is why I don't like All Tokens, dude. Like, it has the worst early game out of all the, like, traditional categories.
A new path.
It is just, like, the worst early game.
Going up.
And then, even in the mid-game and late-game, it's not really even, like, different from Hundo in any notable ways. You're just playing a fucking worse category, dude. But I've already ranted a few times in the past about how much I don't like All Tokens, and nobody agrees with me. So it's like, bruh. All Tokens fans defending All Tokens when they've never ran All Tokens. Like... I said this before, but unironically, I think what's happening is that the people who defend it, like, either haven't played it or haven't played it in a really long time, so they think it's, like, more unique of a category than it actually is. I'm not exaggerating, there are... I fucking hate this game. There are, like, if you compare it to No Major Glitches and 100%, there are literally nearly 0 differences. It has, like, literally almost 0 things different about it. Like, and even the things that are different are just worse. Like... Rub-a-Dub 2 earlier, that's just the target stuff plus ring, that makes it worse. Like, you can 2-frame monster. Okay, well you can do that in No Major Glitches, that's not unique. Actually, you can do it in Hundo now as well, because we changed the route, yeah, so, yeah, even that. Like... Even just little things, like... Oh, you don't have to get the extras in Rock Slide. Well, I mean, those were kind of just improving the run, because... At least you weren't doing the literal exact same thing 3 times, like, there was at least one instance where you had to do, like, different gameplay. So it just made the run, like, a bit more different and unique, so it just made it better. No Toast Early. Toast Early's easy if you learn it. Hell, even in Old Tokens, you're low-key kind of struggling to upgrade Throw a little bit, just like a little bit. In Hundo, you have literally no concerns about that. Like... Like, what is different? Like, you can do Guess 2 and now them in combat later. I mean, earlier. Like, yeah, I guess, but it's like... I kind of like doing them later in the run, because then you have, like, that big fucking gauntlet. It's just, like, cool. You have to do all 4 Knucklehead tokens in a row, but that low-key fucking sucks. Because it's, like, not hard, and it's just, like, 4... Like, normally you just do 3 in a row. 4 in a row is just kind of absurd, you know? Like, like, no matter what way you think of it, it just sucks, like... I think the best thing it has going for it over Hundo... 2 things. Number 1, there are, like, a couple extras that are low-key toxic, and just not having to deal with that is kind of nice. You know, like, the one at the beginning of Now the Man, just, like, things like that. Just, like, a few that are just, like, bruh. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that you get to do Rock Slide 2 a bit later, which I do like, but it really is just like a bit later. It's literally like, it's like 7 minutes later. Oh, and it has BBBH backwards, that's the big thing. But for most players, No Major Glitches does as well. And AWT does. So, like, while AT having it is notable, it's not, like, the biggest thing in the world. I still think it should be on extensions, but, like, literally no one agrees with me. Like, I don't know, like... It's not like my opinion is gospel, but I do have, like, the most experience, and I can tell you, like, the differences between it and Hundo is so shocking. Shockingly low. And, like, nearly every single minute difference is worse. It's just, like... I don't know, every time I play it, I'm literally just thinking to myself, like, why? Like, why am I doing this? Like, what do I gain from doing this, you know? Like, I don't feel accomplished. I mean, I feel, obviously, just getting a good time, like, I feel accomplished, but, like, you don't even get the satisfaction of 100% in the game, because you don't 100% in the game. Like, you just don't. It is literally just, like, that category you run, because you don't want to do Toast early. Like, that is literally what it is. And you want to do BBBH backwards. That's, which, by the way, we are like 1 or 2 early game big tricks away from not being able to upgrade Ball even in Old Tokens. Literally just like a couple more tricks and it's over.
Hey, a desert. Bottom of the sea.
Like, I don't know what tricks could exist, but I'm just saying, like... It's like, really hard to imagine, like, new tricks until they happen, and luckily this 3K one doesn't remove any manlies, but... What if we somehow find, like, a rock slide? Like, just imagine, like, we find a rock slide skip, and it's because, like, oh, this part of the trigger doesn't work properly, so you can just kind of, like... You can just fall through it, and it just works. You know, just something like that, and you just skip, like, 200 manlies, and suddenly you just can't afford Ball anymore. It's like, alright, cool. And it's, like, temporarily fine, because you can get Weenie Stack, but, like, it's just the beginning of the end at that point. I don't even agree with that, like, I'm not gonna defend it to the bitter end. I don't care that much anymore, like, what board it's on, but I'm just, like... We don't even consider it 100%, so I don't see why it matters, like, what the game thinks, because we're already neglecting what the game thinks. We already show that we don't care by being like, hey game, you're fucking stupid, you should have extras be counted as 100% completion. So, like, I really just, like, don't care what the game's definition of 100% is. I mean, like, I mean, the game's definition of beating it is probably just beating Neptune. But, you know, and at that point, it's like, well, you know, cheap percent is that. Which, like, I know it's an SRC rule that any percent is without cheats, but I'm just saying, like, even the traditional categories technically go against the game's wishes anyway. So it's, I don't think it matters. Like, we know the extras should have been counted as part of the completion. We know that the extras improve the run. So I just don't see, like, what purpose, like, it serves just being this, like, fake 100%. The time difference between the two is literally, like, 6 minutes, by the way. It's literally, like, 6 minutes. Like... And by the way, like, almost, like, a minute of that is just, like, the disco, I mean, not disco, it is BBBH backwards plus, like, that pit extra. That's, like, those two combined are just, like, a minute of that. Toast is, like, 20-something seconds of that, probably. Like... I had a realization a while ago that Rock Slide Player Disable is just not happening, and I'll explain why now. Hold on. Alright, well, I'm glad I got this once.
By the way, Patrick, when was the last time you took a bath?
In every task except the first one, and we needed to be, obviously, the second task onwards. Well, yeah, the second task onwards. Basically, it freezes you permanently until you die. So, and I don't know if there's any way for it to, like, for you to easily, quickly die from the very beginning of the level, like... Like, from the beginning of Rock Slide, you can't touch anything. I don't think there's, like, any lava or anything, like, at the very beginning that you can touch. If anything, you might even just get soft-locked. I genuinely don't know.
The gates are locked.
So, like, even if we could get player disable active, like, I don't think it would, like, do anything. The exception, if we could activate it, like, immediately, it would be useful in a driving... Possibly a driving backtracking split. Because you could two-frame the final token, like the Macho token, which saves 9 seconds, it's like 9.5. But the effect would have to be, like, very fast. It can't waste any loads. You just gotta, like, set it up and then just, like... Maybe you could, like, do a chain, maybe a little unoptimal, like, slightly suboptimal, like, menuing to make it work, but, like, you can't, like... I mean, you could use an extra load, but obviously then it saves, like, nothing. It's not even worth it, but... It would have to be, like, basically instant effect. And in driving levels... We just, like, how are we supposed to know the Hans has been disabled? Like, we just, like, how do we know? Like, it takes too long to test. In sandwich driving, like, good luck testing it. And Knucklehead, you could, but even that's, like, slightly inconvenient. But that is, like, the most convenient. Weenie, how are you gonna test that? Like, I mean, you can, but again, it takes ages. And this is under the assumption that you don't get locked in driving levels when you probably do. You probably get locked in driving levels because you're still waiting for the countdown. So you probably will get locked. Unless it also disables the countdown, but I don't know. I'm just talking like a hypothetical. What we really need is to skip the entire task. And I'm it's not looking good. Like, it's not looking realistic at all for that, unfortunately. Like, I don't want to, like... You know, I haven't done, like... I could do more thorough testing. Like, there's still plenty of levels I haven't tested with costumes. And even then, I started, like, chaining every level, like, not, like, starting on a 4th load. It was always, like, a non-4th load I would start on, and that can change things. Dude, I keep driving through the oil. We were, like, half close in Rockslide, but I don't know if it just, like, corrupted and loaded every, like, completion thing at once, or if it actually, like, just so happened to load the beat your best time. Sky said, like, looking at the memory, there's no real reason why I shouldn't be able to, like, skip a task, but I don't know. Again, even more testing could be done than what I did, but I did some pretty fucking thorough testing, more than anybody was expected to do, and how the hell was that still a 309? That sucked. Dude. Right, I see. Even then, though, again, it's like... Knucklehead is, like, semi-convenient to test, but the other ones are just not convenient at all.
I don't think he likes that. Keep doing it.
Yeah, other than skipping the task, but again, it's just, I don't know, I don't see it. There is a chance still, but I'm not really willing to just, like, grind that out when I really should be working on the fucking tutorial.
To get to shelter.
Like, bruh. Like, you really can't comprehend, like, how genuinely, like, miserable and draining it is to, like, test ball storage effects, even on Zemu, until you've done it as much as I have, dude. Like, you really, like... Do you know how many loads I was testing for Sunday Ring because of, you know, just... I tested, like, 45 loads. 45 loads. And keep in mind, there were certain ones that kept crashing over and 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 over again. And I would just keep having to rebuild the chain. Sometimes I'd miscount and I'd crash. Sometimes I would accidentally miswarp to a level. Sometimes I would find out, like, really, like, I would just rewarp Dennis, like, 20 times, and then Dennis crashes, and I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I can't use Dennis for testing, with this chain. And, like, it was just the worst, dude. It was the fucking worst. Just to get, like, a couple menu effects, and also the Ferris wheel, like, stretched. Like, cool. I did do a little bit of testing for Weenie Ring, and you can get, like, Mindy Skip-esque effects in Weenie Ring, which is interesting, but... Yeah, after that, the next one worth testing is probably Weenie Time, because you could also use that no pause storage, so that would be, like, something to look into potentially, but yeah. Hello, Darkside, how's it going today? There's, like, no point in testing the first guest token as well, unless we can also, like, skip the second token, but, like, that's incredibly wishful thinking. Gesk is so resistant to effects, dude. I couldn't get a single effect other than crashing. Like, that's the only... And even then, it barely crashed. It's so resistant, and I don't know why. Like, Gesk, like... At least in the background, I don't know, Gesk has a lot going on. Like, you would have thought, like, it'd be pretty ripe for effects, but for some reason it's not. Alright, thank you for testing, Latte. It's just, like, good to know without a shadow of a doubt. Driving moment. But yeah, skipping entire tasks would be huge, but I don't... Even if it is possible, it'll very... I think it'll be very unlikely to be more than, like, 2 tasks. Though maybe, like... Here's the thing, right? If it's possible in one level, it might be possible for all of his tasks, just because, like... Obviously, the sharing extremely similar memory is just, like, shit's loaded in a slightly... But, like, you only need to move memory a little bit. So, like... For example, like, while I did find player disable in, Rub-a-Dub Ring, Sky was able to replicate it in the first Rub-a-Dub task. That doesn't guarantee that you can replicate it in Time and Macho, but it most likely means you can. Not a 100% guarantee. So, for example, if we could just skip the entire token for, like, let's just say Knucklehead, right, because that's very late in, like, the first Knucklehead token, there's a pretty good chance that you could do it for all of the remaining ones as well. Like, not like, again, like, not an incredible chance, but, like, definitely, like... You definitely got, like, decent odds. But, like, if it's possible, I think it'll only be possible in one level. That's what I'll say now, that's my prediction. It's unlikely to exist, but if it does, it's in one level, and it'll probably work for other tasks, like, in the level, but not definitely. Although, theoretically, if we could skip, like, nearly all of them, I wonder if that would justify, like, a fucking subcategory or something. Like, if you could just skip, like 75% of it. Like, I wonder if it'd be worth, like, having a no major glitches variant. Dude, I forgot what category I was running. I literally had to look at the fucking... Yeah, so... I need to remember to not get the... I mean, it doesn't really matter if I collect the Bungie task or not. But I shouldn't, like, actually do the task. Unfortunately, there's no way to bring Patrick here, so I can't just, like, do Bungie and then come back here later as Patrick. I'm pretty sure if you just go through the door, I'm pretty sure it just makes you SpongeBob, but even if I'm wrong, like, how the fuck is Patrick gonna get back? And like, the entire process would be, like, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if it'd be slow, because, like, the point is get every Patrick token, but still. I don't, like, there would be no way for Patrick to get back. Even from here to where I just was, like, how are you gonna get Patrick back? I don't even think you can get enough distance from the, bullets. Have we ever checked if Patrick can be loaded into this area? Like, have we ever, like, tried, like, going through the fucking door? Because, like, I never did. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll take your word for it. Alright, don't collect any tokens of SpongeBob. Don't collect any tokens as SpongeBob. For the love of God.
Vacuuming up manliness, even in the corners.
Dude, I fucking hate setting a monster skip, like, not from death. It's, like, way harder than it should be.
Ow. Killing, but not heavy. And that is how.
There was, like, some, you remember, like, restricted token order or whatever it was? Like, that's a thing as well, in that. Or, actually, I might have changed the routes so that, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's a thing. in whatever I ran. Maybe it was backwards tokens, I don't remember. That was a stupid category, I don't know why I tried to why I tried to make a rep for that. Bruh. That's okay. And you can go to SCDA, yay. I fucking love SCDA, bruv.
Plankton is used.
Yeah, I remember that. That's why it's one of the levels in the bull storage spreadsheet that you can use, because like as a part of the chain,
Bring up to me.
it means it can have its own. You can use it to get unique effects in non-SpongeBob levels. I mean, like we already know the SCDA was just gonna be one area. There's like too much evidence to support that.
That was
And if it weren't for stupid fucking GameCube, we probably would have gotten that. So yeah, a bit unfortunate. Yeah. There's evidence for that as well. I mean, I saw that mod before where it, like... I think it might have been Double H, like, merged Area 1 and 2 on PS2, and it just works, if I recall correctly. I don't think it has, like, major issues.
It's kind of hypnotic.
So yeah, that's a GameCube L, if I've ever heard of one.
Coming through.
Yeah, Plank doesn't, I don't know why. But I do not.
Little guy, big. Oh, I was starting.
I think it might just be no cheese. Right? Yeah, because I got 3k end level as Patrick, and now the men end level, yeah, so... It's, yeah, so the only SpongeBob tokens that you, like... Not counting the driving levels and sliding, because obviously that's just, like, come on. But, yeah, when it comes to these SpongeBob platforming levels, the only ones in this run are literally just No Cheese and Dennis 2. And, will be Neptune as well, and Monumental. So, I mean, that's pretty good going, I would say. I don't even need the stack. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not doing a combat or anything. I have so many Manleys, dude. Normally don't have this many. You get this many in, like, all extras, I think, but... God damn it. I did not wait long enough.
People sure have been throwing out a lot of TVs lately.
Bam, 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 bam. I just realized because of how many Manleys you have, it would be totally viable to do the fucking Bungie clip. I mean, not the Nado Mentano clip, because you'd skip Bungie anyway. You'd save a minute from that. And to that I say, what the scallop? What the Jeff? Where is my Cirque Warp? And I was so flabbergasted by the lack of Cirque that I forgot to cartwheel buffer. Where is my Cirque Warp? Dude, that loses so much like, what even is the fastest thing I can do? Is it to warp to the beginning and then go- Nah, it can't be. It must be to do that SpongeBob. Yeah, but then I can't do it as SpongeBob. I mean, I could grab the warp and then reload the level as Patrick. I mean, is that really worth it? No, because then I can't warp to guitar. Fuck. I mean, I could warp to 3 meter, but, like, at that point, there's no way that's faster. Right? I feel like that can't be faster. And even if it is, I might fuck it up anyway. And then it definitely isn't faster. Yeah, basically, I'm pretty fucking positive I fucked up. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I need to watch the I wonder if there's a... Bro, I should get Incredibles VHS, but anyway. Yeah, it's because I don't know where... Why the fuck did I stand so close? Dude, playing categories that are stupid... Like, stupid categories decrease your IQ. Like, actually, bro. I'm not exactly doing the best showcase of this category, but to be fair, this category... Now the men is, like, cool. This would not actually be, like, enjoyable at the top level because of how much the tunnel clip saves, in addition to... You know that Patrick death strat I did? You can, like, make it so that your warp is still set at Chris, and then you do double... Because you can't buffer, because you've lost the music. You need to do fucking double 1-frame Chris skip, and double 1-frame monster skip. And, like, obviously that's just fucking stupid. That better have worked. And I had to do Rub It Up 2 and SD102, so like, this category is not fucking good in the first place, bruv. And my token count is still down by 1, so yeah, I think I need to do guess time. Yeah, and we restricted that shit for a reason, so like, what does that tell you? You know what was a good category idea? What was No Major Cringe? It was quite arbitrary, but I liked it. But there was still some stupid shit. Like, obviously, you know, replacing SD time with playing SpongeBob is a bit questionable, but... I don't know, I liked it, it was cool. Oh yeah, I probably should do another run of Community Cut Hundo when I can, because, like, I made a route for it. Well, No Major Cringe banned, It removed the turret, and now the man, it, like... Replace SD102 with, well, see, here's the thing with, Community Cut, right? I tried to do a route for No Major Glitches for it before, and it was so fucking fast that you just don't do Throwing Fruit Electric and BBBH Spongeball, like, you don't do either of those. Well, it was I couldn't, it was either those two, or, like... SCDA Spongeball and, like, something else, but I remember, like... It was like, alright, I either need to get rid of these two or these two, and I think it was, like, 2 tokens in SCDA and 2 tokens in BBBH. Okay, I didn't spend 10, I spent, like, It was quite a bit, though. It was like 6. It doesn't even currently fit on my hard drive. I'd have to, like, delete something. What even is on my hard drive? Battle. Wait, is Battle on my hard drive? I know BFB Mix is. Yeah, BFB Mix, movie mashup. The mashup practice mod, but that's incredibly tiny. The movie practice mod, which is pretty small. Movie, but without, like, FMVs. I added something to it, though, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was Battle, I don't know.
Ice cream makes me dizzy.
And obviously Bath Time is on there as well. Man, I was, man, how many... There's 5 seasons of Breaking Bad, right? I'm, like, pretty far into season 4, but it has been over a year since I watched it. I need to find a website, not Netflix or anything, where, it, like, translates the Spanish to English so I can actually, like, understand the scenes. I mean, obviously there's, like, body language and shit. But, like, still, though, you got, like, these really long conversations where I simply don't know what they're saying, even if I have, like, a very vague idea of what's going on. Bath Time is, like, a really small mod. There's probably, like, even optimizations that could be done to it, but there's actually no point. Bro has half the practice mods. Movie without FMVs is so peak for, like, just testing stuff on console. It's so nice. It just, like, loads really fast. Like, you skipping all of those FMVs and going straight to the title screen, dude, it saves so much time. It's fucking amazing. But unfortunately, hard drive movie bad, so what can you do?
This is
Based hard drive movie in 2030, just ban the token frames, literally, it just fixes the fucking problem. I mean, Plank still becomes, like, lame as hell, but low-key fixes the problem.
Give me something to eat.
I mean, that doesn't fix everything, like... My 2 fastest Xboxes, there's actually, like... The difference between them in terms of hard drive loads throughout the entire run is probably, like, 12+ seconds. Like, my Crystal has a pretty fucking slow hard drive. It might even be more than that. I don't know, that's like, my rough estimate is, like, 12-15 seconds. But, like, in terms of disk drive, they're, like, almost identical. This one's, like, just barely faster, but I'm only really using this one because it's not using fucking Evo X, like a really old Evo X thing, so I can actually, like, do shit with it. But yeah,
Oh, I wish this place had something.
we're kind of in a shitty situation because it's like, if you just,
That was
like...
different.
I think the no cheese token frame just, like, fucking that on its own. Not even anything else, like, just even that. Fucks everything. Just, like, absolutely fucks everything. Because of how bad it is. I don't see myself, like, even after all this time, I don't think I'd even be, like, yeah, you know, you can make a practice mod to practice it, but like, it's so, like, stupid. I couldn't even imagine, even in a,
Bikini bottom.
best case scenario, getting it more than, like, half the time. It's just, like, no. Yeah, I don't think there's any point, iPie. I think it would be really funny to, like, make a version of movie where everything's just, like, compressed. Like, obviously, like, you gotta have, like, some sound effects and stuff like that, but, like, you know how, like, there's a whole bunch of celebrations just, like, restricted so that there's only, like, one celebration, you know, just stuff like that? Maybe there's a way to, like, just barely degrade the, the texture quality, but like you can't really tell, and it like decreases the file size by a lot. Remove like all the fucking FMVs. Like you see all these background assets and guests, just get rid of like fucking all of them. Like just like all like out of bounds like scenery that never gets interacted with. Just fucking delete it all. It's just like I wonder how much space that actually would save. Yeah, and then you could call it like mini movie or something. Ooh. That reminds me actually. There is this yeah, no, I gotta do guest time. I need to. I gotta do it. Unfortunately. This is Pokemon Emerald mod, where it just makes Pokemon Emerald, like, extremely small. Like, every town is, like, extremely tiny. Just to, like, make the... everything just, like, is, like, very fast-paced, right? Hold on. Bruh. Dude, come on. Come on.
Ouch.
Fucking hate this game. Holy, get up the fucking thing. Dude, my skill level is like actually degraded this stream. I don't know what the fuck's going on. If I failed that one more time, I would have only had one more chance until I'd have to reload the level. Jesus Christ, dude. This is what, like, I know I'm not playing Hundo, but like, this is why Hundo is so fucking hard. Like, you do all of that run, you're finally on a good run, you're on pace. And then, like, you get to Gesk in the late game, like, very late game, and then you just miss it that many times, it runs instantly fucking dead. It's like, alright, cool. Before you even get to do Mag, but you're just dead. But anyway, I think mini movie would be pretty funny. You just like downscale everything, then just make it like faster paced. And I mean, you could just make it faster paced by removing the filler and stuff. But like, you know what I mean? Just like decreasing everything so that it's like, I don't know, like 75% of its original size. And then just, like, lowering requirements, and just, like, I think that'd be pretty I think some shit would break, but I think it'd be kind of funny. Ah, god damn it. Maybe not 2 times, but just, like, I guess that kind of, like, just a bit downscaled. Alright, what do I do in Plank? Oh, it's just very basic stuff, other than Bungie. Everything else is basically the same. It is the same. Just don't collect Bungie, and we are good. Dude. Fuck. I'm gonna have to spin to avoid the token because I got damage is gonna stun me. I don't even know if I mean, you can in 3K, and now the Men's you probably can in Plank. Like, I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to spin out of the way. I'm just gonna have to go for it. Okay. That's fine.
Upsy-daisy. Come out, wherever you are.
Hopefully I remember I'm pretty sure I remember how to get back. There isn't really, like, any best time to do this, so I might as well just do it now. There we go. I couldn't exactly remember what the spot was, but I found it.
Go
It's a pretty fast, like, inbound strat, to be fair. Like, the token is still fast even with that, so...
Just like walking on ice cream.
It's so funny, dude, like, even in no pole storage, that, like, there are so many tokens where, like... There are so many tokens where they could be, like, 30 seconds slower, and like, they're still fast. Like... Technically, now that I'm in Bungie is, technically, it's a minute, but it could even be a minute 30, and we still need to do it because of SCDA. And because if it were a minute 30, it'd still be a tiny bit faster than Gesk 2. What the Jeff? Now here's a funny one. I was originally thinking of not doing, like, literally every Patrick token. I was just gonna do, like... I don't even know what order I want to do this in. I was just gonna do, like... Just, you know, every token you do touch needs to be Patrick tokens, but... Hold on. Oh yeah, there was no point in setting up ball storage. That's fine. But then I realized that you could... I remembered that you could do this, and I was just like, you know what, it would just be funny to just... Like, at that point, if I'm only missing, like, 3 tokens from the run that I physically can collect as Patrick, like, at that point you might as well just force it. Which, like, again, there was no point in making this NMG, though, because then you just do a whole bunch of, like, sliding and driving backtracking. Table Descent. I have been a little curious about, like, all purple manlies, but, like, I don't even know if that includes, like, enemies and spawners, and even if it doesn't, I don't know where all the 50s are. Like, I obviously, like, I know some in Plank, and, like, there's, like, 1 in 3k I remember pretty well, but... I don't know where they all are. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to... I needed to get guitar storage again. Please do not touch the token on accident. Dude, I'm probably gonna fucking touch it. Oh, okay, wait, hold on, hold on. Okay, alright, man. Okay. Well, there's no reason not to continue the run, but that's kind of AIDS. I obsoleted it. This was the only reason I didn't want to, like, add these, just because, like, that could happen. I also accidentally fucked Patrick's cartwheel, but that's the least of my concerns. I wasn't sure at first if you could do BBBH guitar, but then, like, I realized, like, oh yeah, you can literally just, like, fall in the goo. Like, you can just do that. Because there's nowhere to ledge grab. I was like, well, you can ledge grab the sides, but I tried, like, turning around and I couldn't quite get the ring, so I figured it might be impossible, but then I was just like, oh yeah. Maybe next week I could do that backwards token idea I had, but I don't even remember if I finished the route. It probably sucked anyway, but... Again, when you run out of ideas, like, you know... When enough time has passed, I can do another battle playthrough. Like, some ideas don't have to be that long if I have enough hacks to kind of like, you know, when the collab mod comes out. Well, my original plan was to play it and then make a very quick route on the spot, like just shit one out and then just do a couple runs. But because it's going to be longer than I originally expected, it might even just, like, it might just take up a whole stream on its own, potentially. Maybe not, but it might. Or at least, like, maybe alongside, like, another hack, like Plankton's Dream. It's just Plankton's Dream. Unless I'm forgetting anything, it's just Plankton's Dream. Dude, that takes forever, goddamn. Oh wait, yeah, hold on. Oh wait, you're right, I don't need that. I mean, it's faster to have that in theory, I think. But, you know. I've never, like, played an Incredibles mod. I don't know if people would watch that because it's just not SpongeBob. From my experience when I played Rap Proto mods, I think people were less interested in them. Which, to be fair, that is a game that never came out, but I don't know, I thought the novelty of the fact that it hadn't come out, like, I don't know. But people are definitely more interested in the SpongeBob hacks. Oh, that's what you mean. I saw that, I forgot about it. Has he, like, finished with that? Because, like, I would play that. You have me intrigued. And because it's Double H, it's definitely HMM compatible. He has sex with HMM, so there's no way it's not compatible. Yeah, doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I would be fucking gobsmacked if it wasn't HMM compatible. I do respect his HMM grind. Like, I don't know, like, I remember, I mean, we didn't really debate about it, but, like, I just had the take before that, like, I do want everything to be HMM compatible, but I don't want it to be HMM required because, you know, people should be just free to make the mod however they want, even if it is, like, through an inferior method. The initial setup might, like, scare them or something. I don't know, like, people just get comfortable with, like, their own way of doing things, so just forcing them to do it a certain way might have put them off, was my... and then, well, like, Double H's argument... Like, I mean, we didn't directly argue about it, but, like, I saw him say that, like... Like, the thing is that it decreases the file sizes by a lot, and at the end of the day, it is just superior to use it over, like, any other means of making, like, ISOs or whatever, or linking Dolphin to files, and I do agree, but again, it's like, I don't know. I still think people should just be, like, free to... Like, I don't think the file size thing is even a big deal. I don't remember if I responded, but yeah, I would like a link to it, please. Holy link. Yeah, you can remove everything after... Actually... No. Oh, wait, it's a... Wait, what? Why is it a dot zip? Is that enough height? Yeah, it should be enough height. I don't remember, like, exactly when the optimal time to spin is, but I always have too much height anyway. If I came back to the game, like, one stupid thing, I always used to do 10 wall jumps because, I don't know what, like, I just wasn't having good jump spacing with my wall jump, so I'd always just, like, do 10 to not risk anything. But, like, every time I do this, I just do 8 and I always have more than I need. Like, I don't know what I was smoking back then, but if I came back, that's just free time, so I would just do 8 every time. And then obviously you got the 3K stuff, like, maybe the SCDA end-level stuff, I'd have to look into it. Like, I was thinking about it before, but I was thinking, like, there's, like, what's the point of coming back just to get, like a 35 or something? Like, that would be, like, a good time, but it's, at the same time, it's, like... There's no point. I don't want to come back, really, unless 59 is, like... Like, you know, I could come back and, like, genuinely, after a lot of grinding, like, realistically get 59. Unless that happens, I don't want to come back, really. Or if we could find stuff for, Hold on. If we could find stuff for... Again, like skipping, sliding, and driving tasks in Hundo, then I would like to come back to that. Not to get an amazing time, but just to get, like, an updated time, essentially. I would like to do that, but that's a pretty, like... That's pretty unlikely to happen, as I said earlier. Oh, I don't know what fucking load count I'm on. I have literally no idea.
Bring back the paddy wagon.
Ain't no way, bro. Fuck. Wait, can I just reload Knucklehead? I could probably just reload Knucklehead. Yeah, I agree, Zep. Like, tiny stuff that... Like, you wouldn't make an ISO just for, like, like an extremely tiny thing, like restoring a voice line or something like that, so that's for, like, just quality of life stuff you can customize things. Yeah, there is some, like, fucky stuff with, thank you, iPie. There is some fucky stuff with Mindy Skip. Like, I wasn't purposely testing for it yesterday, but I kind of stumbled across it, like, on a load count of 5, like, I would be on a load where, like, Mindy Skip would work, but I would reload the level because I fucked up a line, and then on load number 6, it would not work. It wouldn't even crash, it would just not work. So I think if you load into Knucklehead on a non-4th load, don't drive into the pit, reload on another non-4th load, it just, like, doesn't do anything, it's kind of weird. But, like, you shouldn't be in a position where you do- I'm probably not gonna explain that in the tutorial, because, like, why would you be in a position where that happens? So, like...
You sure you know how to drive?
It kind of sucks that we didn't realize you could just reload Knuckle- like, imagine, like... Some runs back in the day probably could have been, you know, I bet there were a lot of people who missed PB by like 15 seconds because they redid the literal entire setup and lost like 40 or whatever, you know? It sucks, but thank God we're knowledgeable now at least. Like, even if you don't want to count your loads, if you know what load count you get from boot, like, that's a big deal, but even if you don't know that, just the fact that you know that you can just reload Knucklehead, like, just the fact that you know you can do that, like, that does make a difference. But anyway, yeah, for the mods, I guess I gotta play, Double H's mod, and then I gotta play, in no particular order, but I also gotta play Plankton's Dream, which will probably take, like, 20 to 30 minutes, probably, and then I don't know how long the Incredibles level will take. Double H makes some good stuff. I liked his plank level, it's a shame he didn't finish it. yeah. If it's like an actual proper level and not just like these teeny tiny changes that he likes doing, like, for me, because I like the custom stuff, like anything he makes is like worthwhile for me to play. And I can say that about pretty much any modder, but yeah.
All hail, Plankton. Dodge, SpongeBob, dodge!
You know why I detonated guitar too early in that other run? I think it is because I was using upgraded guitar, so I was kind of used... Like, I was probably thinking about it from, like, R-press to R-press. Bruh. Yeah, not much has been coming out lately, but I understand, like... Busy plus, like, standards plus, like, some of these mods are, like, long. I do think we're in, like, a good, like, era of modding. But it is, like, hard to deny that, like, we are getting less than we used to, and, like, part of the reason is very likely because the mods are higher quality. But also, like, these modders are also, like, aging, so, like, they gotta work or something. Yeah, I bet it does make modding less fun. It's more about, like, the satisfaction of getting the work done, I would imagine, and obviously people's... But that's the thing, though, like, people's reaction to being like, oh my god, like, this almost looks official, stuff like that, I'm sure that, like, feels nice, but at the same time... Even, like, if that becomes the standard, like, which it will become the standard, it absolutely will. Eventually. Where, like, everything needs to look basically official. People will still be impressed, but at the end of the day, they won't be, like, raving about it like they would, like, if you make a mod like that now. It would literally just become, like, the expectation. Like, these SM64 mods, bro, that have come out the past few years are, like, so crazy. A lot of them look better than the actual game, because they have access to the whole code. They know how to get, like, high-quality textures and models and stuff like that. Like, they know how to do it. They understand that hardware better than fucking Nintendo did at the time. Like, fucking hell. They just know how to make it work. This might sound weird, but, like, however many levels you're planning on making, if your demo has too much content, people might get their fill of it without having to play the entire thing, and then they don't play it when it's in a fully finished state with all the content, you know, additional bug fixes, and maybe little small changes here and there to levels they've already played. Okay, 4 of them would be fine, in my opinion. I wasn't sure how many levels you wanted to do, but yeah. Like, if you're doing 18, then 4, I think is completely fine. This is 124 is like a weird time. There isn't, like... NMG is the only thing that comes close to that duration.